Welcome to After Dark at the Fixed Ops Roundtable, featuring Katrina Ness, Vanessa Collins, and Ted Ings. This episode is brought to you by BG Products, partners beyond products. And now for your hosts, Ted Ings, Vanessa Collins, and Katrina Ness.
Welcome back to the Fixed Ops Roundtable. I'm Sarah Valentine here with Ted Ings, and we are at the Niello Company in Sacramento, California. Ted, we have an exciting panel for us today.
We do, Sarah. We're going to talk about starting the path, the career path, which is pretty clear here at Niello. I'm going to ask everybody on the panel to introduce themselves briefly, tell us what you do, and maybe how long you've been here, starting with Lucas right here.
My name is Lucas. I'm a 22-year-old technician here for the Porsche of Sacramento location.
Larry Reuter with Porsche Sacramento Service Manager and been with the company for 30 plus years.
James Grogan, Executive Vice President, Dynatronic Software, 30 years in the automotive industry.
Scott Bunker, Service Manager at Niello Audi, been with the Niello Company for 18 years.
Rob Payne, I am the Service Manager at Niello Volvo, and I've been with the company just over 34 years.
My name is Justin Shelton. I'm a 21-year-old technician at Niello Volvo. Been working with the company for 2 years and been a technician for 2 years.
I'm Samby. I've been a technician for 2 years now at the BMW Sacramento location.
Rob, I'd like to come to you first with this question. What has been successful in attracting talent to work at the Niello Company?
Great question. Really, it starts with the 3 A's. It's all about attitude, aptitude, and altitude. And that's what we really look for first. I'm blessed because I get to work with Volvo, and we have a great training program with Volvo down with partnering up with UTI. So I fly down there and I interview technicians down there. They keep me abreast of what great technicians that they see coming through. We get to go down, we get to interview them. We bring them to the store. We introduce them to our team and really get the feedback from the team on how they feel about the technician. And we kind of start from that point on.
Excellent. And, James, being here at the Niello Company, there's a lot to take in. And how do you see, dealerships really attracting talent today?
Yeah, first of all, sitting here and listening to this great team, top notch. I think in the industry, what we're seeing is, starting off and growing from within is a must. And having a process and a plan to not only recruit young talent, but to continue their growth. If dealers don't have that, they are definitely way behind.
Scott, you and I met last time. I think we were here at Niello as well. Let me come to you. What's been successful in attracting talent to work at the Niello Company?
Great question. We also work with UTI, and we do pop-up events at local community colleges. You can find some really good talent there. And starting them as porters and working into shop assistants, they get that solid foundation. They come to us with no bad habits, and we can teach them our core values.
Justin, from your perspective, what's successful that's attracted technicians and folks to work for the Niello Company?
Yeah, I believe that UTI has been a good starting point to find fresh technicians. Like I said, it's a lot harder to break old habits than it is to make new ones. So getting that fresh slate, I think, is very important.
Let me come to Lucas over here. Lucas, what skills are most important for a tech to learn today in modern retail? You've got this beautiful new facility for Porsche. What are skills that are important?
I think the most important skill in the shop is your video quality. The ability for a technician to be able to sell and upsell work is dependent on our videos. I've been praised multiple times about the quality of my videos, and I continue to strive to continue to grow my video quality as I work in shop.
Now, when you see the videos, we're referring to the technician videos that go back to the customers.
Yes, our multi-point inspection videos.
Wow. Okay. And what percentage of the time do you complete those videos?
100% of the time. Every RO that comes in the shop gets a video, gets a full multi-point inspection.
And everybody's at the expectation here at Niello that every customer is going to get a quality video on his measure.
Absolutely. Yes.
You want to speak to that?
No, it's perfect. Yeah, the videos are amazing. Customers would like to see what the technician sees, and it's very important. And our same day selling is over 60%. Typically, we strive for 70, but the technician videos are definitely making the difference.
So, James, that's actually become now a skill, okay, that maybe we didn't have 5 or 10 years ago.
Yeah, I think technicians learning those soft skills in the video presentation, right? Keywords to say, how to approach a customer. One, we know the clients trust the technicians, right? And you know at Niello here, they got a great group. And to hear that there's soft skill training for you guys to make sure that videos are presented the right way and correctly and easily communicated to the customer is awesome to hear. And I think that's a big misstep in the industry, that sometimes we give the technician a camera and say go, but to hear that there's a training program to help build those skills, that to me is awesome.
Yeah. And Rob, if I could, we come to you on that as well. Same question.
It's very true. I mean, we are very detail oriented, so we put a training process together, exactly what you're stating, what the video looks like, the walk around process. It's the same all the way around. Start from the back, you work your way to the front. And we also solidify that video with photos, and photos are just as important as that video is going through, so that the customer has something to look at photo wise on top of the video. So the photos are just as important as that video is, and it's all in training, isn't it? We've practice all the time. And I, as a service manager, I know my counterparts do as well, as we audit those videos quite a bit. So it's ongoing audit, making sure everything's looking good, and then we present the best of the best videos to our team.
Let me ask the group one just final question on the video topic. Is there such a thing as too long a video or too short a video?
We try to keep it under a minute is our goal. Okay. Yeah, I think you go to 2-3 minutes, you might lose interest. So I think a minute or less is kind of our goal.
It's 100% our goal. Yeah, we try to stick it around 40, 45. You'll start losing people at that point. So 45 seconds is really where you like to be at, and it works well.
Excellent. Scott and Rob, I'll come to you on this one. So what is the RAMP program?
Scott, I'll let you go first.
Another great question. The RAMP program is how we advance technicians. They start off usually as helpers in the shop, and then once they attain their skills and some training and are ready to go on their own, we move into a RAMP program, which still pays them hourly with a bonus based on productivity. So they're able to do the job right, which we want. We don't want them to rush, but there's also a little bit of incentive for them to flag additional hours.
And how long does the typical RAMP program take for a technician?
It all depends on the technician itself, but typically 6 months. And we have 2 stages of that RAMP program. We have an entry-level RAMP, and then we have an advanced RAMP program. And the wages go accordingly to that. And it typically 6 months.
It's incredible to hear all of this, Ted. There's so much information to be shared.
I have one last question for the panel. Tully Williams says it's all about the hours. And you could tell us, is it really all about the hours?
100%.
100%.
So, yeah. Yep. All right. Sarah, just making sure.
Got to make sure, because it's Tully's mantra.
Sarah Bentine and James, we're here at the Niello company. We're in Sacramento. We're at Porsche Sacramento, one of the newest Porsche dealerships in the United States. Very honored to be with the Niello company at our pop-up event. We are going to be right back.
Welcome back to the Fixed Ops Roundtable. I'm Sarah Van Tyne here with Sean Kingery. We are at the Niello Company in Sacramento, California. Today we are at the Porsche dealership, and we have an incredible team with us, the BDC team of Niello. And so, everyone, I'd love to have you go down the line and introduce yourselves.
I am Josh.
I'm Barbara.
I'm Joe Clementi with Traver Connect.
Scott Davis with Volley.
Carl Piggenshoe with the Niello Company.
Amana.
I'm Sean Kingery. So the BDC is obviously near and dear to my heart. Sarah, I'll let you start this actually, because Sarah is the BDC expert on the Fixed Ops Roundtable. Everybody knows that. Everybody who knows me, and obviously Traver knows me, that I don't want my service advisors controlling my business. I want to control the flow. So Sarah, I'll let you go ahead and start.
Well, and Carl, I'll come to you first. So let's talk about how the BDC answers 18,000 phone calls a month. How did it grow to this?
So we started out just using X time, and we found that we just weren't efficient at making phone calls. And so we partnered with Volley, and that has really increased the efficiency for our team. In fact, Barbara here, she actually makes about 5,000 calls a month doing next day appointment reminders. And it just really has grown over the past year.
That's incredible. And I'd love to get everybody's going down the line and just talking a little bit about the importance of these phone calls. What are you seeing in the industry with customer preferences when they call into service?
I know they're looking to get quick service, for us to be able to accompany or, any of their needs they need for the vehicle, loaner vehicles, courtesy rides, or waiting at the dealership, whatever we can do to adhere to the customer's service needs.
I find that in a high-tech, low-touch world, that the fact that Niello has made it possible for us to be in touch with the customers and give it a more personal experience for them, calling them and reminding them about their appointments instead of having a robot do it. And Volley makes it so easy to be able to trace the history of the appointments and be able to do it very quickly, enabling me to do 200 to 300 calls a day.
And Joe, I would love to get your take on it. What have you been seeing when it comes to answering the phones and customers setting service appointments?
Yeah, I think the whole analogy should be for a BDC is to reduce the friction, right? Which is what all of you do. And that experience is what really matters for the customer. Tully said it really well earlier. The Niello group has 70+% retention. Retention is intentional, and that's what they do really well.
Scott, there has been a lot of evolution when it comes to BDCs, and with the Niello Company answering 18,000 phone calls a month, there's a lot of data to consider. What has been really some of the most important pieces that Volley brings to the table?
Yeah, I mean, one of the things, a lot of calls come into the BDC, and with traditional technology, you don't know what the purpose of the call is. So first of all, what percentage of the calls are appointable, and then break that now by agent and the behaviors, and all those things, and you can really prove it. I do want to, since I get to talk about these guys a bit, these guys do a great job. Technology only helps people do a great job. And when people need service, the BDC is there to help. These guys do so well because they've got a great attitude of helping the customer. I didn't quite answer that question, but I do want to give a shout out to these guys.
Well, I'm going to take that from you because I'm going to lean on Joe here a little bit. And again, as much as I love to talk about how great we are for Wisconsin, Joe, I'm going to lean on you because you're intimately involved in fixing one of our mess ups. We had a store that decided to take over their own BDC. Reluctantly, we did it. And year over year, we're down 1,781 customer PROs in 1 year. Guys, translate that to dollars. And obviously, Traver's back into play. But Joe, if you want to jump in, I mean, if you want to know how to break a toy, we broke our own toy. Jump, go ahead.
Yeah, if you think about how busy an advisor is, right? If you use the analogy, the advisor's driving the hours and the dollars and the revenue for the organization. The last thing you want to do is bind them down with the activities that produce the results.
Correct.
That's the last thing you want to tie them up with. Where the BDC comes in is they're fundamental in building the relationships with the customer to the dealership. how do you make connections and make it frictionless? It's seamless almost. That's really the key. That's how you win.
Correct. If you go back to being short almost 1,800 repair orders in one store, as Tilly loves to sell the hours, guys, that's just pure hours. It's pure gross profit that we lost by relying on the advisors to set and control our business. So again, BDCs are the way of the future. We all know that. Sarah and I live in that space.
Well, and Sean, I want to come to Carl because Tully and the team and the BDC team at the Niello company have some really impressive goals that help them forecast some of the ways that they improve their overall communication, but then also scheduling these appointments. And so, Carl, what is this 40 appointment a day forecast?
Right. So each of my agents has a goal of 40 appointments per day. And Bali helps us track that with their goal setting feature that they have. And so the team knows exactly how they're performing throughout the day. And we have queues set up, designed specifically for outbound calls where they can help find those appointments each day.
And Lana, I want to come down the line and ask all of the employees of Niello this question. What has been your favorite aspect about being a part of the BDC at the Niello company?
I think just being able to support everybody, help everybody out, and feels really good,
All right.
Well, I think what's awesome about the team is that they're the first point of contact for our customers, and they're helping to build that relationship and maintain that retention that the Niello company has built.
I especially appreciate the fact that we are supporting the service advisors, the technicians, and overall the profitability of the service department by the staff that Carl has amassed and built. It's a fabulous group that we work with.
It's always great when you have, service managers and service departments reaching out to you, let you know, hey, you guys really are, improving or impacting, how many ROs we're closing out per month, how much service we're really doing, and seeing that you are increasing it and actually, helping or creating new business work.
Scott, I want to come to you with this final question, and then, really just to set the stage again for the future of BDCs. What and how do you see BDCs becoming more and more critical in the customer experience as the industry progresses?
I mean, the stakes are high. All of our employees in the industry are faced with doing more with less resources, more businesses coming through the BDC than ever, and the customer just needs help. So BDCs are going to be all that more important.
Sean, incredible group with us today talking about how they are impacting the communication and the customer experience in the BDCs.
It is, and if anything, this shows you, between inbound, outbound, and where we are in technology of vehicles today, how important BDCs are.
Well, everybody, on behalf of Ted Ings and the Fixed Ops Roundtable, we are at Niello Porsche in Sacramento, California. Stay tuned. We have more exciting segments coming up next. Welcome back to the Fixed Ops Roundtable. I'm Vanessa Collins, joined by Jean Ings, and we are here at Porsche Sacramento with the Women of Niello panel. Thank you so much for joining us. And today we're going to be specifically talking about starting your path at Niello. This is such an incredible segment, huh, Jean?
It sure is. Now, ladies, I'm so curious. How did you get started in automotive? If we want to start down the line here.
Yeah. I've only been in the automotive for about less than a year. I'm going on my 10th month, and I've never been in automotive before. I have a pretty strong fitness background, so I always coached. I always managed studios, so I decided to change things up. I found an open position, and the rest is history.
Wow.
I started in the Niello company over 30 years ago as a cashier receptionist, and so I am super excited to be on the panel with these wonderful ladies that are starting their career in the Niello company because I know how much you can accomplish.
Yeah, and same here. I've always been into vehicles and always intrigued on everything with you can do and moving up with the company. And I saw a position and I went for it.
I didn't really grow up around the automotive industry, didn't know much about it, but once I was just kind of doing the job search after college, I saw a position open at BMW Sacramento, is where I started as a cashier receptionist as well. Moved up to payroll once a position opened up. So it's been a whirlwind of a roller coaster. It's been crazy, but it's been a really fun experience.
Well, the automotive industry is such an incredible place to be. So congratulations, ladies, on starting to, choose to be in this industry for your career. And my next question is, what was an important consideration in choosing to work for the Niello company specifically?
I always saw Niello driving around Sacramento. They have multiple dealerships across Sacramento, so you see the name plastered everywhere. I'm like, wow, that's a very, very big company. They got to be doing something right. They've been around for so long. Let me give it a go. I didn't know much about them, but first day, I knew I was gonna love working here.
Yeah, I've word of mouth. I've heard that the Niello company is an amazing place to work for. And so I just saw the position and they went for it, and I've been happy ever since.
Well, again, I started over 30 years ago, and at that time we had 4 or 5 dealerships, and I was just looking for a career that I could start, and it was a great place, and here we are today.
Yeah, for me, I always wanted to be part of a team. People that are kind to each other, respectful, and support each other. And my goodness, the team here at Porsche Sacramento, but in general for the Niello company, everybody wants everybody to succeed, and I love being a part of that.
Absolutely. What a great team we have here at the Niello company. And I know for myself, I didn't start in automotive either, but I'm curious to hear what you ladies have to think. What opportunities surprised you the most about this industry?
I mean, right off the bat, like my first day, I was always constantly told how much growth there was here. And I mean, everybody says you can always grow and be better, but I mean, for me, I'm already going on my 3rd position here. So that just shows how much opportunity is available at the Niello company, and it's incredible.
Yeah, it's super important for us to talk about all of the options that are available in every single department. We have females that are in our parts department, our service department, sales department, finance, and like I said in the other panel, are killing it. Top earners, top producers. And so if there's a position out there, go for it.
Yes, definitely. The growth in the industry has been so amazing. The motivation that the team has given me to move up in the company has been so amazing.
Yeah, I agree with that. Like I said, I started out as cashier. I was only in that position for 2 months before I moved into the payroll. And I say, just make it known what your ambitions are and what you want to do. I made it known. I'm a college graduate. I'm looking to start my career. I know I don't want to be in this spot forever. I want to grow. And that's exactly what this company is going to help you do. It's amazing to see.
Yeah, it's remarkable that you ladies are so new, but are starting to go on to your 2nd and 3rd positions, and seeing that career growth within the Niello company is so refreshing, especially as women in automotive. That is so important, and incredible that Niello places an emphasis on, driving their women forward in this industry. So my next question is, how do you see your career continuing to evolve in automotive?
Let's see. I think I'm in a great spot right now, and it can only go up from here. My team is incredible. There's only 5 of us, and the way we work together is so fantastic. And seeing them, how long they've been here and how long they've been doing their spots and how much they love it, learning every day, I'm excited to follow that path as well.
Oh, yes. And when I started, I was a cashier as well. And moving up so quickly with the team being so supportive and getting me to move up and learning new things has been amazing. And I'm just so excited to see where else I'm going to go. My team has pushed me, hey, you're going to be great at this, so you're going to learn this. And they pushed me to go farther and farther and learn so many new things in my path.
Wow. Well, March is Women's History Month, and so it's the perfect time to celebrate and acknowledge women that have come before us and paved the way in the workforce. And so it's exciting for me to be on this panel with you guys. I'm delighted because I started as a cashier and worked my way up to be the controller of the company. And so I just want to celebrate that and just keep going.
Yeah, girl. And for me, I feel like I've evolved already so much within the Niello company. I mean, I applied as a receptionist. I started in service as a loaner coordinator. 5 months later, I was internal writer, and now I'm slowly training to be a service advisor. So much has happened in just 10 months, which is pretty insane, but I'm along for the ride.
That's super inspiring. Yeah, congratulations, ladies, on choosing this to be your industry and the Niello company to be your career, and you have a wonderful lady to look up to who, been in this industry for a long time and has a lot of advice to give. You heard it first, the Women of Niello panel. Thank you, ladies, so much for joining us, and make sure to stay tuned because we have a lot more to come.
Yeah.
Welcome back to the Quick Stops Roundtable. I'm Vanessa Collins, joined by Sarah Van Tyne. We are here at Horseshoe, Sacramento, and Sarah, it's been an exciting day so far. It has been, Vanessa, and we have some superstars with us on this panel today. We are going to be talking about driving repeat and referral business through F&I and fixed operations. Tully, we've got a all-star team. Could you start by introducing your group?
Absolutely. I want to tell you, what business are we in? We are in repeat and referral business. And what makes that great is a great relationship with your F&I department, the service department. So today I have Michelle, I have David, and of course my counterpart in the variable side, Dennis Gingrich. And we're here to see what drives repeat and referral business, what keeps people in the service drive, and ultimately sells their friends and families to buy their next car from us. Having this great relationship works. And it starts with a relationship with Dennis and I working together. Side note, I did kick him out of his office. Second is that are we making sure that our service advisors and our fixed ops teams are working together with our F&I department? Dennis, what do you think?
Well, I think the bit about getting kicked out of your office, I did end up with a bigger office. I measured it, square footage, I am winning, so that you guys can make your own determination with that fact. But to Tully's point, Tully and I do work hand in hand, really trying to bring the two departments into one, because at the end of the day, we're trying to create a great customer experience. And frankly, I'm really excited today to talk to David and Michelle, because they really do encapsulate what we're trying to accomplish. David does an amazing job in the F&I department at one of our stores, and Michelle, they work in the same building, puts the cherry on top for the customers when they come back. So really excited to hear from you two today.
Well, Dennis, I want to kick things off with this first question, and then we'll go down the line to discuss. But how is the Niello company removing silos in the customer buying process?
One thing we talk about at our new hire orientations and then down the line is we make sure when all of our new members of our team come into the organization, everybody understands that the technicians and everything that goes into service, they need to do a great job and put a great product out on the front line. So our sales department, when they're working with our customers, they can be confident that they are putting a great product out on the street, not only with the Niello company's name on it, but with their personal name. And they also understand when they sell that car that they have to do a great job, because there are countless technicians and countless service advisors counting on the sales department to do a good job. And then the ball just bounces back and forth, and that's how we get that great repeat and referral business. So that is something we talk about every time we get an opportunity to do so.
David, what has been your experience?
Being the fact that with the Niello companies, it's been a big opportunity when it comes to taking care of the customer. Every time we get a customer that comes in, my number one job is to make sure that we have repeat and referral, right? So we make sure that we take care of them on good service contracts. So whenever they do go into the service department, they have an excellent experience, and it makes it easy. They sign their name, they smile, and that's how you get good service.
Michelle, how are you seeing the experience evolve between sales and service?
Well, I think as we work together as one whole team, it really has made a difference, making the customer feel welcome as part of a family, and they tell their families and friends to come back, and makes it really nice.
Now, let's talk about customer expectations, starting with David. How have customer expectations between sales and service changed?
You know, the relationship that we have with the service department, that's one of the biggest things I could say is amazing. Being able to be one team instead of always going back and forth like it's been before in the auto industry. It just makes it amazing because we have happy customers at the end of the day. We're answering our phones. We're taking care of them. The expectation set so high, we have to exceed it every time that we deal with the customer. So making sure that you answer the phone, making sure you get the questions taken care of. I mean, even last night, we had a customer that called us who's having a key issue. I was able to reach out to someone and get them taken care of just like that. And I think that's what makes the difference.
Well, Michelle, do you have anything to add?
I just feel that we are lucky to work for the Niello company, and they set the expectations so high that we are able to give that back to our customers.
Well, Telly and Dennis, what additional pieces would you suggest, in terms of the customer experience, how is it continuing to evolve?
So I think that what you look at is with selling service contracts in the sales side is that, when we think about what would we sell our family members? And what we sell our family members is we'd sell ourselves a family members a service contract, a maintenance contract, and anything else they care about. But the issue is a service contract is the most important. And the most important is have a service contract that the service advisors believe in. If you sell a service contract they don't believe in, what happens? Customer service goes down. The writer goes, oh, you bought that one. We don't want that. We want, oh, you bought that one. Because what does a service contract do? Two things. One, the customer does what? Says yes to a covered item. And secondly, what happens in the long term? When they turn that car in, guess what we have done? We've done a great job reconning that car when it comes back because the car has been maintained and repaired. Having great service contracts, having that great relationship with the variable side is an importance.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more with what Tully said. It is really important when David does a great job selling a service contract, maintenance, tire and wheel, or whatever protection product that's available. It's super important when that customer goes to use that product. We want them to get value out of what they paid for. And when they go see Michelle and they're able to get their challenges and the things they have to do and the things they weren't planning for taken care of, and Michelle is excited about using those products so she can, build a paycheck, take care of the customer, and keep everything going. That just turns around and gives David the confidence to continue to sell more because, the promises he made to that customer were kept by Michelle and obviously the rest of the service advisors. And, at the end of the day, we all work real hard. We spend a lot of time at the dealership, and we're here to make a few bucks while we're doing it. And when we set it up in a way where the service advisor can win, make some money for them and their families, and David can do the same, we just all get along and the customer benefits in the end.
100%.
Michelle and David, I want to ask this final question to you all. In thinking about the training and some of the best practices that you've experienced at Niello Company, what has resonated the most with you?
The Niello company has sent me out to training in LA, and I actually got to drive 911s out on the track, being able to come back into the dealership and have that conversation with my customers, the excitement that it's me to be able to see the performance that the vehicle has, and building that relationship with the customer based on that is amazing. I don't know if you have a Porsche, but you should get one.
I think for me, with the Niello company again, it's just been an amazing time. The relationship that we are able to build with everybody that works with this company has just been absolutely amazing. In reality, like just to be able to have the atmosphere where you bring everybody together and have that relationship to where you know who your technicians are, you know who the luck holders are, and you never know if those guys are going to end up being a GM one day. You know what I mean? So that's the opportunity they give, and we're very, very thankful to be on to you.
Dennis and Tully, final thoughts?
It's exciting to see the relationship that we've built. Dennis and I work hard in making sure that all the stores have this great relationship. Proving the success of what we do has driven our repeat referral business. When we look at our retention numbers, as a group, we are averaging about 70+%, and we have stores even exceeding 70% of retention. This, to me, is the hard work of all of the great men and women at the Niello company that make that great success.
Yeah, absolutely correct. And I am really excited to welcome Michelle onto the side of goodness and light sales, the way she tried to sell Sarah the 911 right here today.
I know if she buys one, she's got to bring it in for service.
Everybody, we're here at Niello Porsche, part of the Niello company in Sacramento. On behalf of Vanessa Collins and Ted Ings, we'll be right back.